recognize is 40 days does not always stand for 40 days as we know a day. 40 days do not always stand for 40 days as we know a day. That's the first thing you must learn. Someone asked the Prophet ﷺ, which was the first masjid to be built? He said the Kaaba. And then they asked which was the second masjid to be built. And he said Masjid al-Aqsa, Jerusalem. And then he asked how many years, how much time elapsed between the two. He said 40 years. 40 years. But no, we know that the time which elapsed between the one built by Ibrahim alayhi salam and the one built by Sulaiman alayhi salam must have been 1,000 years or more. But he said 40 years. And so now we have to understand that sometimes these numbers are given. These numbers are given as figures of speech, not to be understood literally. Having said that, Dajjal will live on earth for 40 days. One day which will be like a year, one day which will be like a month, and one day which will be like a week. And the rest of his days like your days. So please don't tell me that you're going to take away 3 from 40 and come out 37, huh? And the rest of the days will be 37 days. Do not do that. We said that when he was released in a day which is like a year, the hadith of Tamim ad-Dari is that he's going to be released on an island. If you say the island is in the Persian Gulf, or you say the island is in the Mediterranean Sea, or you say the island is Singapore, well then, what I expect of you is that you will back up your claim by providing the evidence to support your thesis that this is the island. I have offered my opinion that the island is Britain, and I have provided substantial evidence to support my claim that the island is Britain. But this is the release of Dajjal. Dajjal is in chains, and the chains are removed, so he is released. And I say that he was released in the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ. Otherwise, how could the Prophet ﷺ said that it is possible that Ibn Sayyad is Dajjal? How is it possible that the Prophet ﷺ could say that perhaps Ibn Sayyad, a Jewish boy in Medina, is Dajjal? Huh? He didn't say he is Dajjal. He did not say that. He said if he is Dajjal, then, and if he is not, then. So it's possible. The only way he can say that it is possible is if Dajjal is no longer in his chains. He has now been released. But the hadith also speak about the khuruj of Dajjal. And the khuruj is something else. The khuruj of Dajjal will take place after a certain number of events have taken place. For example, the hadith of Sahih Muslim, that there will first be the Umran of Baytul Maqdis, Jerusalem flourishing, or Baytul Maqdis flourishing, or Al-Quds flourishing, whichever name you want, meaning center stage in the world. And at that time, Yathrib or Medina is in a state of desolation, kharab. And then comes the next, and that is the khuruj of the Malhama, the Great War. And today we are at that point in time where Jerusalem is flourishing, Medina is a backwater, is a